Hey, Pastor Garrett here with another youth service announcement. I've got a question for you. Have you ever been jealous of someone else? If you were, who was that person? And why were you jealous of them? I ask this question because jealousy is the next thing that we need to abandon for greater spiritual maturity. It's the third thing in our list. And it takes root in our hearts for a couple of reasons. It's kind of like a virus or a bacteria. It just kind of worms its way into our lives. And it comes up sometimes when we focus too much on being unhealthy in our sense of competition. If we base our personal value on whether or not we win or lose, or whether or not our team wins or loses. It can also be based on something that somebody else has that we want. Again, focusing on that materialism. That is to say that all these things kind of build upon each other, and you'll see that layout as we continue on with these videos. But here's the thing I want you guys to think about. This is the word picture I want to use. All right, there's a brand of essential oils called doTERRA, and personal use is something I enjoy. These are all natural oils, but some doctors in Salt Lake City decided to use a sample of the lemon oil. They put a couple drops in a sealed petri dish, stuck that in an incubator for 12 hours overnight. They had about 5 or 6 other bacteria cultures just to see what would happen. And all those cultures were sealed in their own individual petri dishes. They came back 12 hours later. The whole lab smelled like fresh lemons. Freshly squeezed, freshly picked lemons. All those bacteria samples were dead. Killed off. Because something pure, something amazing that came from God was able to destroy something that would have hurt us. And see, that's the thing, is that what we need to do is we need to purge jealousy from our lives, because otherwise it's just going to take root and it's just going to destroy our relationships. We have a couple of passages that we want to look at. The first one that we want to take a look at is Philippians. Philippians 2, verses 3 through 4 says that, actually 2 through 4, I'm sorry. Philippians 2 through 4 says, "Then make me truly happy by agreeing wholeheartedly with each other, loving one another, and working together with one mind and purpose. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Don't look out for your own interests, but take an interest in others too." All right? And I want to add on to that. Paul wasn't the first person to actually talk about jealousy. Another word for jealousy is being covetous. Covetousness is something that we need to purge from our lives. In fact, that stems from a passage in Exodus. Exodus chapter 20, verse 17. If you're familiar with the passage, it's the 10 Commandments. And it's actually the very last commandment. God says, do not covet. He gives a list of things in the commandments of what not to covet, and that's just a cursory list. But the point is, God doesn't want us to have jealousy in our lives, because really it takes the focus off of Him and puts it onto other things. That's all we have. I want to encourage you to take a look at the study guide questions and read these passages, and I hope that you have a great and wonderful rest of your week. God bless.